What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than Aiden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Sandwich, where we like to leak things, and we're going to do that now.
Allegedly. And before we get into any of this stuff, which there's going to be a lot, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new here, do all that and join our community Discord. The links to that is in the video description down below. Now, aptly, I think the week of Pokemon Legends ZA gave us the gift of another. They called it the Terra leak a couple. Was it a month or a year ago?
I,
Um,
some time ago.
give or take, time is a construct that I don't really understand. But hey, we're back with another massive leak from the Pokemon Company. This time focusing around Generation 10. We got a little Pokemon Legends ZA leaks in here. I want to say spoilers at the top of this because I know there's some people that are like, I don't want to know this information. And then there's some who do. And then there's sickos like me who've been sifting through all this, looking at every minute detail. And hey, you
And then
know,
there's people like me who are like, man, I'm disappointed in these leaks. They should be better.
they should be. Now, I want to stress this point, and this is something we talked about last night when this is all kind of coming to light. Whoever's in charge of the Pokemon security, like for any pertinent information,
You're
I
doing a
hope
great job. Keep it up.
you're doing a great job, but I also hope you're fired. I never call for someone's job, but I personally have never seen a more consistent source for leaks than Pokemon. Like, am I crazy in saying that?
Maybe they're purposefully leaking it so that way they can gauge
Oh.
reaction and then still continue to do the
Oh.
things that everybody hates. They just want to make sure that they're doing the right thing and that everybody hates it.
Do they hate that? Yes. Do it. Come on, let's do it. So,
Is this going to be a horrible gimmick? Implement it now.
we need 20 of them. So Generation 10, for at least me being a longtime Pokemon fan, I am very excited for what lies ahead and what potentially is there. I also want to
I'm
stress.
excited to see what mascot from a cereal box they incorporate into a Golden Boy next.
I hope it's the Trix Rabbit. I hope it's him. You know, he doesn't get.
I'm hoping for Tony the Tiger here.
Ooh, Tony the Tiger. You gotta love it. Now, I want to first start by saying we will not show any of this stuff out of the sanctity of just not getting this video taken down. So, hey, if you want to know more, I always post the sources to said things down below.
Central Leaks.
Yeah, shout out to Centro Leaks who literally does all of this. So, I also want to stress apparently a bunch of these documents are from 2021. So 2021 was a long time ago, believe it or not, in human time and in Pokemon time. So what you may hear now might not be the final thing we get. Putting that grain of salt out there. But let's start with what these games are. So apparently, again, according to Centro Leaks, Generation 10 will be headed up by Shigeru Omori. I want to make sure I get that name right. And this is where things kind of start taking a turn. He's the guy that's behind Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and of course Scarlet and Violet. And let's
No,
that's what I'm saying. And
no.
the title of these games are going to be Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waved with a theme of infinity. So, let's unpack that first. Um what I'm
Infinite typing.
yeah, well, there's something there that later on about more specifically the Pokemon and the mechanic they're implementing. But according to this, also, this is going to be set within like a region of Indonesia, South Asia. But we were talking before about this all, and the rumor heading into this was Greece. So hearing Indonesia and Southeast Asia, I'm kind of for it. Like, it sounds like a very expansive. I'm thinking lush jungles. I'm thinking beach, waterfronts. Of course, if this is waves and wind, I would assume islands are involved, like a Wind Waker deal.
I
What do you?
mean, I'm all for any map that they want to make. I'm like, I know people hate on it. Like, people hate on Sword and Shield, but like, I actually genuinely like the look of the map. That's the thing. Like, I actually like the look of the area, but I hate the way the game plays.
That's the thing, and I'm about to send you on the old chat. That is an alleged. I'm not showing it. That's an alleged screenshot of what we could be dealing with. And to me, seeing that, if you have to liken it to anything to kind of use your imagination, I'm thinking it's like Ark, where it's like jungles like Ark in Pokemon.
I get it now. Palworld did better than them. Now they want to do Palworld. I get it.
It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle.
It
Now,
is. It is.
again, I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, like we're in a ballpark, whether it's good or bad. Again, I don't know, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from that screenshot. Again, it's very compressed, very distorted, and blah blah blah. We won't see native footage until they actually show us, so let's wait to hear
Also, I
about it.
can't help but think that the lady in that image looks like Nimona
That
from
is.
From Scarlet Violet.
Oh, that's 110% her. Like that is
Yeah.
without a doubt. I
Look,
think it's
to a
just
T, that looks like her with an
yeah.
Eevee following her.
Well, I think that's just them using the assets just to kind of be like, okay, like this is what the game looks like.
Yeah.
Here's like a placeholder for your main character. But hey, that screenshot alone, pretty good. I also seen some water mechanics online circulating somewhere. Again, this is a lot of stuff. It just keeps coming. So just go online, type in these leaks. You'll come across something new, I promise. Now, let's talk about the Generation 10 legendary Pokemon. Again, there's a machine translation that states there are two of them, being Package Storm and Package Wave. Package Storm's role is that of an old man who possesses the power of wind to properly guide humans and Pokemon. It lives on an island that keeps humans away and only accepts humans who are correctly raising seed Pokemon, which is something we'll talk about in a little bit. The Wave package is slightly different. That's an old woman who possesses the powers of waves to properly guide humans and Pokemon, and the rest of the details are kind of the same thing. They're on an island, only select the chosen one enters, this and that. What are we thinking about this part of it all?
I mean, honestly, like, I don't even know what to make of it, really, just because, like, I need more information here. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, I need more information to really go off of on anything with this because, like, it doesn't sound terrible just from that,
Yeah.
but that's just like a concept thing here.
Concept. Yeah.
But
This is
like when you
again.
go further into it and like you talk about the other stuff in it, like the gameplay mechanics, like there's supposedly like MMO, like open world style mechanics. That's where I'm like, and like the seed Pokemon thing. So why don't you elaborate a little bit more?
I do want to say real quick for the legendaries, real quick. Have you seen Moana?
Yes,
I,
love that movie.
what I'm gathering from what they're telling me here, I don't know the island lady that like at the end of the movie where she was like the lava lady and then she turns into the grass
Yeah,
lady.
yeah.
That's what I'm getting here. Could be wrong. I
I
think
mean, that would be interesting.
in concept, very great. But let's talk about these new battle mechanics and the seed Pokemon system. Let's see here. It will feature a new battle mechanic called Tenku Waza. Of course, I'm going to butcher all these names, which can be translated to weather moves. The other system is the seed Pokemon system, where a baby Pokemon of the seed species can be found in the resort areas. The seed Pokemons are unevolved forms of Pokemon that are rare in sight. It evolves when it travels to the island where the legendary Pokemon resides, and its evolutions are said to have infinite variations. There's that. Furthermore, it
Yeah.
seems like every Pokemon can be ridden or touched in the upcoming title. This is giving heavy Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness vibes, and I know I'm the biggest proponent of that game, but it's like the thing where you get the shadow Pokemon in the wild or through trainer battles in that game, and then you bring them to that island where Celebi is, and they purify the Pokemon. What are we thinking about this? Because also the weather moves, that gives the agile and strong style from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I mean, so it does give off Pokemon XD a slight amount.
Very big.
I
This
feel
much.
like they're gonna butcher it,
Yeah. Hmm.
just because I don't trust Game Freak anymore, nor do I trust Nintendo anymore with any of this. But I was reading up on like the whole seed Pokemon thing, and apparently the seed Pokemon has infinite like variations, and like whenever it grows up, it's like, oh hey, look, it can be all colorful or whatever, and be this way, be that way, and every time you get a new one, oh man, it like looks different than anybody else's. That's why it's like infinite or whatever. And I mean, that's fine and dandy. I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad gimmick to me, at least. Meaning like, oh, you have this legendary as a seed and you bring it to this island and then that's where it becomes its legendary self. That's like what it sounds like to me.
That would be
Or unless
Cosmog,
it
pretty
yeah,
much.
like unless it means like unevolved forms that are rarely seen in the wild, meaning like any Pokemon's unevolved form. Like, does every Pokemon now have a baby form? Is that what they're saying here? Like, essentially, what is a baby
Maybe,
form?
maybe.
Like,
It's so weird. But like
like
again,
does what like Igglybuff? Like Igglybuff's like one of the baby Pokemon. Does that now have a seed form or something
oh,
where it's like just like a little pink seed and then it becomes an Igglybuff? And then that Igglybuff looks different than everyone else's Igglybuff? Like,
yeah.
if that's the case, that's not that bad. I just don't want another legendary thing like Cosmog or whatever. Like, I don't really vibe with that. And I don't love that they're like now like, oh, let's just give you a legendary Pokemon at the beginning of every Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's been the trend lately with like, hey, you get the box legendary out the gate, and then like some
Yeah.
through the means of the story, it kind of like then you can add it to your team versus like, oh, I got to go to Sky Pillar to catch Rayquaza or Rayquaza, however you want to
Yeah.
say it,
Like I
or
miss when legendary Pokemon were like difficult to obtain.
yeah, they
Like
were an
remember like
event.
Mewtwo, you had to go down into a tunnel and find your way through this cave to locate him.
Yeah, or the Reggies
Like,
where you
come
had to
on.
like solve like a ancient mystery of like move 3 spaces
Yeah,
this way.
you have
God,
to
that's
learn Braille.
you literally have to learn Braille, which is again insane. But
Yeah,
hey,
you learn Braille to get these legendary Pokemon, but then this new one, it's just given to you and it's a motorcycle. Come on.
wow,
There's a vast difference here.
that really made me think how far we fell. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's talk more about that MMO thing. But again, a lot of this was taken from the early drafts of the game, so maybe things changed. But a upcoming title seems to start in a big tourist city rather than a small town. The adventure is set within a big resort hotel that apparently serves as the large MMO lobby. I'm thinking that's kind of like the wild area from Sword and Shield, where it's like you go into the specific towns and villages, but then you come out to this larger area where everybody's kind of going to be chilling and hanging out or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, hey, resorts, I'm just having the flashbacks to Sun and Moon. I really did not like Sun and Moon. It just didn't vibe with
Eh,
me.
Sun and Moon was interesting to me. I somewhat enjoyed it, somewhat didn't. It was very middle of the road for me. It was like there were elements I liked. Like I liked the like gym trials versus like the standard gym battles. Like I thought that that was an interesting way to change it.
Hmm.
But like I didn't love it, and I feel like they could have implemented it better, but it was like okay. My biggest gripe was like the Cosmog thing. I didn't like that, and I
Hmm.
also didn't like the Tapu Tapus or whatever,
Yeah, I
like
couldn't
those
name any of
Pokemon.
them. Like Buzz Swole is the only one I remember because he's just like a giant jacked
Because like
housefly.
that's what you want to look like.
That's the
So
ideal male form. That's what I aspire to be, man. But this is
big,
where
red, muscular, pointy nose. Ooh, yes.
exactly. Now, I want to focus on this part, which likens to the screenshot I sent you, where they talk about the jungle environment. You'll be able to explore underwater, which sounds pretty cool. You did that in Ruby and Sapphire, but like to this extent, I assume you're going to be able to like swim around or whatever. And the game will seemingly feature procedurally generated islands, meaning that technically this game is infinite and ever changing. That
Yeah,
is the aspect of the game I am very interested to see because when I see procedurally generated, I think of Starfield, where it's like we've talked about before. It's like I can go to that planet,
yeah.
but is there anything of substance on it? It's like,
Yeah, and I think of games like No Man's Sky too, where they had to completely redo it because of how much the procedural generation like screwed it.
yeah,
So like really, I feel like procedural generation for the islands is ultimately going to be absolutely terrible for the series, and I think that's going to end up just ruining it. Because like it can be done good. Don't get me wrong. Like procedural generation can be done very well. Like there are many games that have it. Like Dead Cells has it or whatever, and like there's other games that I can't think of. Like I think Into the Gungeon has it, maybe. I don't know. That it's set like in my mind it has it. Like Binding of Isaac I think has it too, where like, oh, it's always different and it randomizes every time you go, and that's I mean, it can be good, but I don't trust that Game Freak is going to do enough, and I don't trust that Nintendo is going to help them do enough to be able to like actually have enough on any island for it to be worthwhile to go there. It's going to be a blank island with just various Pokemon on it. And it's probably going to be each island has X% chance of being this type of island with this type of Pokemon. So it'll be like you have a 1% chance for this island over here to be an electric style island that has electric Pokemon on it or
Yeah.
something, and like a 5% chance for it to be a volcano island with like fire Pokemon on it or whatever, you know? And I feel like it's just going to get really repetitive after a while and just be kind of annoying.
That's where the mass outbreak thing from all these racing games kind of comes into play for me, where it's like, oh, let's just say the concept of the game with the legendaries is like they're the ones that create the islands of the game. Like they're the ones that shoot up like this island, like you were saying, Electric Island or whatever.
Also, don't they already have legendaries that are based on that? Kyogre and Groudon are the island making ones.
Pretty much. But hey, we need a new game. So there's always need for islands out there, apparently. But like, this goes back to like, oh, could they do a mass outbreak thing where it's like, oh, this island popped up. The specific Pokemon you're looking for is here. Go there and see what's up. But again, this is all just from early on things, so we don't know what's going to stick. We don't know what's going to go. But some quick little bullet points, and this is where I start to worry, where it's like, okay, we're going to have aspects like Gym Adventure, which is the classic go through, get your gym badges, Weather Move Acquisition Quest. Do we need that? The Ride License Quest, MMO Raid Battles, Pokemon Rescue, Boss Pokemon that seem like a new version of the Totem / Titan Pokemon. Again, do we need that? Pokemon Survival. I don't know what that is. Are they doing like survival?
They're
Like,
doing Pokemon X Palworld, but
yeah,
without the Palworld. This is why this right here is the exact reason I bet you that they're doing the frickin' lawsuit is because they don't want Palworld to be around when they release this because they're basically making Palworld.
yeah. And to the point of rounding out these bullet points, the diving aspect, and then the new graphics engine, Pokemon Engine X, which, again, I'm looking at that screenshot, and, like, I'll send you others of, like, that I've seen. Again, I don't know what's real, I don't know what's fake. But if that is what the game is going to look like, that is the graphical step up we've all wanted. And now it's up to them to round out the experience to make it worthwhile exploring a place like that. And to me,
Oh, I'm totally expecting them to upgrade the graphics and it to go horribly wrong in some way. I mean, they slightly bumped up the graphics a little bit when they did Sword and Shield, and that was terrible with like trees that were like absolutely not connected to the ground and like it just looked bad and they had to fix it. And then whenever they fixed it with Sword and Shield, then they moved on to Scarlet and Violet, and then all the graphics again were like absolutely abysmal. And so I feel like they're gonna upgrade the graphics and it's gonna look good and we're gonna be like, yay, it's gonna look good. And then when we get the game, it's gonna be like, oh my God, this is terrible. We're clipping through everything and like the world is falling apart.
yeah, those very early on Scarlet and Violet, the glitches where people were expanding and like, oh, it was so
Yeah.
bad. But in kind of like to encapsulate the boss battle aspect of this all, the players will have the ability to beat the game without having to complete all the gyms or even capturing the legendary, a la Breath of the Wild. All these missions are optional, but they must be completed to get the true ending. Players will have the option to challenge the final boss as soon as they receive the ability to traverse the sea. However, beating it will obviously be a lot more difficult, And there will be a total of 18 challenges, each belonging to a specific Pokemon type. These challenges are inspired by the Sustainable Development Goals, and clearing all of them out allows the player to challenge the champion.
Oh,
I,
I did see that about like how they're all based around the like sustainability goals and all that. I was like, what? That
yeah,
just sounds so weird. I
I'm.
feel like we're gonna end up getting a freaking we're gonna get a challenge thing of like, oh, go collect a bunch of things to recycle, learn composting.
I mean, from what I'm hearing, and to kind of like not ramble about all these leaks because we can go on for hours upon end. What they're offering up here and like what they're giving us, or what the leaks have given us, I should say, I am more interested in Generation 10 than I was before. Where it's like, I do like what I'm hearing. Again, as I always say, execution on all this is very key. We've seen it go wrong before, and we will most likely see it go wrong again. But to understand that what we're getting in ZA this week will be the final iteration of what we hope to be the just bad era of Pokemon, and then this is like the next step forward. I'm here for it. I want to be cautiously optimistic about this because I do like what I see.
I mean, that's nice. I think that personally, it looks like they're making Palworld and they created a phony lawsuit to get rid of Palworld so that they could make it themselves and capitalize on the success of a game that people like that is ultimately better than Pokemon. That's what this looks like to me personally. And they're gonna add procedural generation into it and be like, "Ooh, look at us, we're better than Palworld," and then it's not gonna be better than Palworld and people are gonna hate it. That's personally how I'm seeing it. Like I'm excited for a new region, and don't get me wrong, I like the idea of like being like, oh man, yeah, there's Pokemon in the wild. We can go around, see them, catch them, like actually treat it like a legitimate Pokemon game. Like I loved Legends Arceus. Absolutely
Yes.
loved it. And if we could get something like that, but in like an actual Pokemon game that's not a Legends game, then that would be so great to me. And I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
But they also are just like, I don't know, like with this, it sounds more like they are trying to just now create an MMO because again, they want to do a gimmick. And because they've dried up their gimmicks and they can't just make a structurally sound game that plays very well, that has a unique story, they have to put in a gimmick of some sort. And the new gimmick is going to be MMO style stuff that ultimately is going to turn the game into Palworld and people are going to be like, why are you copying them? That's what's going to happen in my opinion.
My thing, like the terrestrialization, that screams the seed Pokemon stuff. And like what you were saying to the point of this, like, again, that screenshot looks like, if you told me, like, that is an ARC Pokemon mod. That is what I am looking at right now. Like, if you've gone on
Yeah.
YouTube and you look those things up, that's what this looks like.
It looks
And
like the mod where people put Pokemon in Palworld.
exactly. And personally, for me, like, that's kind of what I want. Like, for Generation 10, that's what I not want, that's what I demand, because the past few Pokemon games have been awful. They felt like a chore to get through. They just felt monotonous and very just not
I
worth it. Not worth it.
demand a remake of Pokemon uh like Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald,
Give
please.
me Emerald,
It's
man. Like, come
but
on.
literally just give me the old Pokemon games, but like just make them look new, and I am happy.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I don't need a gimmick. I don't need the procedural generation. You can make this new island area where it's like, oh yeah, like boom, like here's tons of islands for you to go visit and everything, and the whole thing is like the whole map is based off Southeast Asia. I'm happy with that. That sounds great to me. Just like, don't go out of your way to put a stupid gimmick in it, and don't go out of your way to make it like another game that you claim to hate and that you're suing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, hearing all that stuff from the leaks and then just looking back at what they sued Palworld for, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, got it.
It
That's
sounds like it. I mean, come on. I can be
a
wearing a
spade
tinfoil
is a
hat here a
spade.
little
A
bit,
spade is a
but
spade.
like,
Yep.
I mean, if the puzzle pieces fit,
They fit. They fit.
you got to make this picture here, and it kind of fits. Where it's like, oh, they started developing this. Palworld came out with it first.
Yeah.
Nintendo got mad that they didn't create it first, so they sued Palworld, so that they can hopefully get Palworld taken off before this game releases, and then that way Palworld can't sue them for copying.
Yeah, it's like you stole our thunder. They beat them to the punch. And
Yeah.
again, I think that's just all an edict of they took their time with this game. I mean, they had to wait to the Switch 2. I don't think you released Gen 10 on the old Switch. Like, that's just the nature of it. But yeah, like that's the name of the game, man. But again, I'm looking at these leaks. I'm in on this. Like, I think this is the Pokemon game we've been asking for, and I just want to see out of what we've discussed today what actually sticks around and what didn't make the cut. And then again, like, I have 4 or 5 tabs open of leaks of just like DLC stuff, other things.
I think you should put some of the images in the video. Personally, we aren't going to get taken down. We aren't. Come on, just do it.
I think the one I sent you, I think someone did post and they said, I can post this because it's an early image that probably got scrapped. So maybe the one we're looking at behind the scenes here, I'll throw up.
There are millions of articles that have the images in them.
I mean, hey.
Those aren't getting taken down. Come on.
I mean, hey.
Just do it.
Hey, you know, I'll cook up something nice. But this is where we're going to pass it off to you guys. What do you think about all these leaks? Is there anything interesting that you picked out from this all? Because again, we literally have everything. We got full Pokemon Dex entries for ZA. We got Generation 10, just every minute detail and screenshot and everything. We got full animations for Megas in ZA, which again, Pokemon, man. You gotta change the passwords. You know, combine uppercase with lowercase and the capitals and the special characters. That's what you gotta do. Just do that, and you'll be fine. But any final thoughts here for Generation 10, Aiden?
I'm like I said in the beginning, I am just waiting to see what cereal mascot they turn into a Pokemon. Now I'm claiming Tony the Tiger. I'm going full on that. Also considering Count Chocula.
We don't have a tiger legendary. So hey, that could work. And a vampire legendary. Wow, spooky season is in full effect here. But that about does it here for this episode of Community Kitchen. We hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you want more gaming content just like this, keep it locked to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. But as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time.
The Trix Rabbit is coming to Pokemon.
If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.